No one cared about the junkyard at the edge of the desert. It was far from the city. The wind was strong there. Sand covered everything. Old cars, broken machines, rusted metal sheets, all slowly disappearing under dust. People said strange lights sometimes flashed there at night. Some said they heard deep metal sounds under the ground. But no one stayed long enough to check. Armin did not believe in stories. He was not brave. He was not special. He was just tired. Tired of being poor. Tired of working all day for small money. Tired of people looking at him like he was nothing. That night, he drove his old truck into the junkyard. The sky was dark. The moon was thin and pale. His metal scanner was weak and old, but it still worked. He walked slowly between broken engines and dead machines. Then the scanner made a strange sound. Not a normal beep. A sharp, loud scream. Armin froze. He looked down at the device. The numbers were jumping fast. Energy levels were rising higher than he had ever seen. Big metal, he whispered to himself. Big metal meant big money. He followed the signal across the sand. The deeper he walked, the stronger the sound became. Soon he reached the far side of the junkyard where no one usually went. The ground there looked smooth. Too smooth. The scanner started shaking in his hand. Something was under the sand. Armin grabbed a shovel from his truck. He began digging. The sand was loose at first. Then suddenly his shovel hit something hard. Clang. He stopped. He pushed the sand away with his hands. Under the dirt was a dark surface. It was not rusted. It was not damaged. It was smooth and black like glass, but harder than steel. And it was warm. Armin slowly placed his palm on it. The metal pulsed. A deep vibration moved through the ground. The sand around him began to shake. He stumbled back as a blue line of light appeared under his hand. Symbols began glowing across the surface. They were not human letters. They moved like living shapes. Armin's heart pounded. He tried to run, but the ground shifted beneath him. The sand slid away from the object as if pulled by invisible hands. More of it appeared. Not just a piece. A massive shape. Curved. Perfect. Smooth. The sand exploded outward in a wave. Armin fell to the ground as a giant black structure slowly rose from beneath the desert. It was not scrap metal. It was a ship. A huge one. Lights formed across its surface. Blue lines traced its shape. Engines deep inside began to hum like a sleeping beast waking up. Armin tried to crawl away, but a beam of soft blue light surrounded him. He could not move. The air felt heavy. His head started to hurt. Then he heard it. Not with his ears. Inside his mind. Life form detected. The voice was calm. Cold. Not human. Armin gasped. I don't understand, he whispered. There was a pause. Then the voice spoke again. Scanning biological structure. A wave of energy passed through his body. His vision blurred. Images flashed in his mind, stars, explosions, strange alien worlds, fleets of ships fighting in dark space. He saw war. He saw destruction. He saw this ship burning as it crashed toward Earth centuries ago. Then silence. The blue light around him faded. He dropped to his knees, breathing hard. The ship's surface opened slightly, revealing a glowing entrance. Compatible neural patterns confirmed, the voice said. Armin's blood ran cold. Pilot detected. The desert became silent again. No wind. No sound. Just a poor scrap collector, and a living alien warship that had just chosen him. And far above Earth, something ancient began to wake. Armin could not move for several seconds. The desert was quiet again, but nothing felt normal. The giant black ship stood tall above the sand like a dark mountain. Blue lines of light moved slowly across its surface, like veins under skin. The glowing entrance in front of him widened. It was waiting. "I am not a pilot," Armin said with a shaking voice. "You made a mistake." The cold voice answered inside his head. "Error. No mistake detected." A soft force lifted him off the ground. He did not feel hands, but something guided him forward. His feet left marks in the sand as he moved toward the opening. He tried to fight it. He tried to step back. But he was not strong enough. The inside of the ship was not what he expected. There were no chairs. No screens. No buttons. The walls were smooth and curved. Light flowed through them like water. The air felt alive. It was warm, but not hot. The floor changed shape slightly under his steps, adjusting to his weight. "Where am I?" he whispered. "Command Core," the voice replied. The entrance behind him closed without a sound. For a moment, there was darkness. Then the entire room lit up with stars. Not fake lights. Real stars. The walls became transparent. Armin gasped as he saw space around him. Galaxies stretched in every direction. Planets burned in the distance. Warships moved like insects between explosions. It felt real. Too real. Memory projection, the ship explained. Images changed quickly. He saw a powerful alien empire. Tall creatures with silver skin and glowing eyes. Their fleets were massive. Thousands of ships. Then he saw this black ship, fighting alone. Fast. Deadly. Smart. It moved like a hunter. It destroyed enemies with beams of white energy and strange gravity waves. But even it could not fight forever. He saw the final moment. Surrounded. Outnumbered. Damaged. The ship jumped blindly through space. And crashed on Earth. The vision ended. Armin fell to his knees. You were in a war," he said. "Yes. Is it over?" There was a short pause. No. The floor under him changed shape and formed a raised platform. Slowly, thin strands of light extended from the walls. They floated near his head. "Neural link required," the ship said. Armin backed away. "No. I don't want this. I just collect scrap." "Negative. You were selected." "Why me?" he shouted. "Genetic markers. Adaptive brain patterns. High survival response. Emotional resilience." Armin laughed weakly. "I am poor. That's not resilience. That's bad luck." "Correction. You continue despite repeated failure. That is resilience." The strands of light moved closer. He felt a small touch on his temple. It did not hurt. It felt like cool water. Suddenly, knowledge flowed into him. He understood the ship's systems. Weapons. Engines. Shields. Star maps. It was too much. He screamed as energy rushed through his mind. His memories mixed with the ship's memories. His childhood. His struggles. His anger. His hopes. The ship absorbed it all. Then everything stopped. He was still standing. Alive. Breathing hard. "Link stable," the ship announced. Armin slowly opened his eyes. He could feel it now. The ship's systems felt like part of his body. He could sense power moving through its core. He could feel damage areas, repair systems, external scans. He could even feel the sky above the desert. Then something else touched his mind. A distant signal. Cold. Sharp. Searching. External scan detected, the ship said. Armin felt fear rise inside him. From who? There was a pause. Then the answer came. Hostile fleet. Far beyond Earth's atmosphere, in the dark between stars, something had detected the ship's activation signal. They found us, Armin whispered. Yes. The walls shifted again. This time they showed real-time space above Earth. Small distortions appeared near the moon. Space bent slightly. Something was coming. Time until arrival? Armin asked. Approximately 72 Earth hours. Armin swallowed hard. He was just a scrap collector. Now an alien war fleet was on its way to his planet. And the ship inside his mind spoke calmly. Pilot, prepare for war. The desert was silent, but the world was not. Within hours of the ship's activation, military satellites began to detect strange energy waves coming from the junkyard. Radar stations picked up signals they could not explain. Power grids in nearby cities flickered for a few seconds, then returned to normal. Governments noticed. They always noticed energy spikes. Inside the alien ship, Armin stood in the command core. He could feel everything now. The ship's senses were connected to him. He could see through its scanners without using eyes. He could hear radio signals moving through the air like whispers. They are watching us, he said quietly. Yes, the ship replied. Military jets were already on the way. Fast. Armed. Armin felt nervous. I don't want to fight Earth. Earth is not primary threat, the ship answered. External hostile fleet remains main danger. The sky above the desert began to glow faintly as two fighter jets flew overhead. They circled once, then twice. Cameras locked on the massive black structure rising from the sand. Inside the jets, pilots stared in shock. That thing wasn't there yesterday, one of them said over the radio. Missile systems activated. Armin felt the ship react instantly. A soft shield formed around them, invisible but strong. Wait, Armin said quickly. Do not attack them. Understood. A missile fired. It moved fast, cutting through the air with fire and smoke. Armin held his breath. The missile hit the invisible shield and vanished in a flash of blue light. No explosion. Just, gone. The pilots panicked and pulled back. Within minutes, news began spreading across the world. Governments argued. Some wanted to attack immediately. Others wanted to communicate. Armin felt small again. Just yesterday, he was digging for scrap. Now world leaders were talking about him without even knowing his name. Can we hide? He asked. Negative. Activation signal already transmitted beyond solar system. Armin closed his eyes. Above Earth, near the moon, space began to bend. He felt it before he saw it. The hostile fleet was close. The ship projected a view of space in front of him. Dark shapes appeared slowly from distorted light. Long, sharp vessels with red glowing engines. Dozens at first. Then hundreds. They moved with cold precision. These are the ones who destroyed you? Armin asked. Yes. A transmission suddenly filled the command core. The voice was deep and metallic, translated instantly by the ship. Unidentified planet. You are in possession of Imperial War Asset Designation Vortex Hunter. Armin felt anger rise inside him. They called the ship an asset. Like it was nothing. Return the stolen vessel. Your planet will be spared. Earth's governments also received the message. Panic spread across every continent. Cities shut down airports. Militaries raised defenses. But compared to the alien fleet, Earth looked weak. Armin could see it clearly now. Earth's satellites were outdated. Missiles were slow. Ships were fragile. They will destroy us, he whispered. Probability, 93%, if no response initiated, the ship answered calmly. Another alien message arrived. Failure to comply within 1 Earth hour will result in planetary cleansing. Armin's hands shook. He remembered being ignored all his life. Being treated like trash. Being told he was useless. Now an empire wanted to erase his entire world. Because of him. He looked up at the massive alien fleet hovering near the moon. They were not afraid. They believed Earth was weak. Maybe Earth was. But humans were not simple. They survived wars. They survived hunger. They survived disasters. Slowly, Armin straightened his back. What are our chances, he asked. Against current fleet alone, 22%. That's enough, he said. The alien commander sent one final warning. Time expired. Prepare for annihilation. The first red beam fired from the fleet. It struck Earth's satellite network instantly. Explosions lit up space. The war had started. Inside the black alien warship, systems powered up fully for the first time in centuries. Energy flooded through its core. Weapons unlocked. Engines awakened. Armin felt fear. But he also felt something new. Control. He took a deep breath. Open channel, he ordered. A connection formed instantly. His voice echoed across space, translated into alien language. This is Earth, he said steadily. We do not return what fights for us. There was silence from the fleet. Then movement. Hundreds of enemy ships began advancing toward Earth orbit. The ship's engines roared to life. Pilot, the AI said. Armin focused his mind. Launch. The black warship rose from the desert like a silent storm. Sand exploded outward as its engines ignited. No fire. No smoke. Only a deep vibration that shook the air itself. In seconds, it pierced the clouds and entered the upper sky. Armin felt the pressure change, but the ship protected him. The blue of Earth curved beneath him, wide and beautiful. For a moment, he forgot about fear. Then he saw the enemy fleet clearly. Hundreds of red-lit ships hovered near the moon. Long and sharp like blades. They were already moving toward Earth orbit, spreading out in attack formation. Multiple weapons charging, the ship informed him. Armin swallowed. Show me everything. The space around him transformed into a full tactical view. Red markers everywhere. Enemy trajectories. Energy build-up readings. Weak points. His mind processed it faster than normal human thought. The neural link made it possible. The first wave of alien fighters broke away from the fleet and rushed toward Earth. They are targeting major cities, the ship said. Not happening, Armin replied. He pushed forward with his thoughts. The warship jumped. It did not move like normal ships. It folded space in small bursts. 1 second it was near the moon. The next, it appeared directly in front of the incoming fighters. The alien ships opened fire instantly. Red beams shot through space. Fast. Deadly. Armin reacted without thinking. The black warship twisted sharply, moving in ways no human pilot ever could. It curved around beams at impossible angles. Return fire, he commanded. White energy burst from the ship's core. Not like lasers. Not like missiles. The beams bent slightly, locking onto enemy signatures. 5 alien fighters vanished in bright flashes. The rest scattered. They are confused, the ship observed. Good, Armin answered. He remembered something from his own life. When bigger men tried to scare him in the streets, they expected him to freeze. He never froze. He surprised them. The alien fleet reorganized quickly. Larger destroyers moved forward. Massive cannons on their sides began charging with deep red light. Planetary strike weapons activating, the AI warned. Armin's chest tightened. Those weapons could burn entire cities. Target their command ships, he said. High risk. Do it. The black warship accelerated straight toward the heart of the fleet. Enemy ships fired in all directions. Space filled with red streaks of destruction. One beam hit the shield. The ship shook violently. Shield integrity at 80%. Armin gritted his teeth. Hold it together. He focused harder. He could feel the ship responding to his emotions. It moved sharper. Faster. He guided it through narrow gaps between enemy vessels. He rotated the ship vertically, sliding between two destroyers while firing upward. One destroyer split in half. Another exploded behind him. The alien commanders were no longer calm. New signals flooded through space. Human pilot confirmed. Adaptation rate increasing. They are learning, the ship said. Then we move faster. Armin spotted a large vessel at the center of the formation. It was bigger than the others. He could feel heavy energy inside it. That's the flagship, he said. Correct. If that falls, what happens? Fleet coordination decreases by 40%. That's enough. He pushed everything into one risky maneuver. The ship's engines screamed with power. It vanished from its position and reappeared directly above the flagship. Before the aliens could react, Armin activated a gravity pulse. Space itself bent downward. The flagship's shields collapsed under sudden pressure. Its hull cracked like glass under stress. Fire main cannon, Armin whispered. A concentrated beam of pure white energy struck the center of the flagship. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the massive vessel erupted in light. Shockwaves rippled across nearby ships. Enemy formation broke apart. Some ships retreated instantly. On Earth, people watched through damaged satellites and telescopes. They saw one black ship fighting hundreds. Alone. But not losing. Inside the command core, Armin breathed heavily. Sweat covered his face. His heart raced. Fleet retreat probability rising, the ship said. But before relief could settle in, a new energy signature appeared. Far larger. Far stronger. Behind the remaining fleet, space tore open. A massive structure emerged, bigger than anything before. Enemy supercarrier detected, the AI announced. Red lights covered its surface like burning eyes. It did not fire small weapons. It began charging something much worse. Planet killer weapon online. Armin stared at it. The battle was not over. It was only beginning. The supercarrier was larger than any mountain Armin had ever seen. It blocked part of the stars behind it. Its surface was covered in heavy armor plates and glowing red lines of power. At its center, a massive circular cannon began to spin slowly. Energy gathered inside it like a growing sun. Time until firing? Armin asked, his voice tight. 2 minutes and 30 seconds, the ship answered. On Earth, panic exploded again. News screens showed the red glow building in space. Scientists shouted. Military leaders argued. Some people prayed. Others cried. Armin felt all of it. Through the neural link, he could sense radio waves, fear signals, emergency broadcasts. Humanity was watching him. He was just a scrap collector. Now he stood between Earth and destruction. Direct assault, he asked. Low success probability. Supercarrier shield strength exceeds current output. Armin stared at the glowing cannon. There has to be something, he said. The AI paused. Risky option available. Explain. Full neural synchronization. Remove safety limits. Ship and pilot become fully integrated. Armin felt cold. What happens to me? High mental overload risk. Possible brain damage. Possible death. He let out a slow breath. How much does it increase our chances? From 12% to 56%. The red glow on the supercarrier grew brighter. Time until firing, 90 seconds. Armin thought about his life. The small room he rented. The broken truck. The long days under the sun. No one expected anything from him. No one believed he could change anything. Now the galaxy believed Earth was weak. Maybe they were wrong. Do it, he said quietly. Confirm decision. I confirm. The walls of the command core melted into pure light. Strands of energy wrapped around Armin's head and chest. He felt the ship no longer as a tool, but as himself. He could feel every circuit. Every weapon. Every crack in the shield. He could feel the enemy ships like insects in the dark. Pain hit him instantly. His mind expanded too fast. He saw star maps across thousands of systems. He saw old battles the ship had fought centuries ago. He felt its loneliness while buried under the desert. Then something changed. The ship felt him too. His hunger. His anger. His stubborn refusal to give up. The two minds locked together. Synchronization complete, they spoke as one. The supercarrier fired. A massive red beam tore through space toward Earth. Armin reacted before fear could form. He bent space. The black warship jumped directly into the path of the beam. The shield flared bright white as the red energy slammed into it. The ship shook violently. Cracks formed across the outer layer. Shield collapsing, the AI human voice said. Armin pushed harder. He redirected the gravity core. Instead of blocking the beam fully, he twisted space slightly. The red beam curved. Just a little. Enough. It missed Earth by a few thousand kilometers and shot past into empty space. The supercarrier hesitated. For the first time, it had not predicted the outcome. Armin did not give it time to recover. He targeted the exact center of the planet-killer cannon. Through full synchronization, he could see the weak point where energy converged. Overload drive core, he commanded. Warning, extreme system strain. Do it. All power diverted to one attack. The black ship glowed white from nose to tail. Energy gathered like lightning trapped inside metal. Then it released. A focused beam, sharper and brighter than before, struck the supercarrier's cannon at the precise weak point. For 1 second, nothing happened. Then the red cannon exploded from the inside. Energy surged backward into the supercarrier's body. Shockwaves tore through its structure. Armor cracked. Sections broke apart. Smaller alien ships scattered in chaos. The supercarrier began to fall out of formation, drifting helplessly. On Earth, silence filled every screen. Then cheers. The massive enemy vessel exploded in a chain reaction of light. The remaining fleet retreated instantly, jumping away into warped space. The battlefield grew quiet. Stars returned. Debris floated where an empire had stood strong only minutes before. Inside the command core, the bright light faded. The neural strands withdrew. Armin collapsed to his knees, breathing hard but alive. Hostile fleet retreat confirmed, the ship said softly. Earth was safe. For now. But far beyond the solar system, deep in Imperial territory, a new signal was sent. A simple message. Human pilot confirmed. Extreme threat level. And for the first time in centuries, the galaxy feared a human.